This time on Second Chance Ohana.
Hey guys, today we have this super cute MCM armoire. I found this piece at Goodwill. I look, every time we go to Goodwill, like about once a week, I'm always looking for things and I never find anything. But look what I found this week. So we got it for $35 and that wasn't even the sale price, but it needs a lot of work. That's all right, we're up for the challenge. So join me as we see if we can give this baby a second chance. Aloha, I'm Dani. In 2016, I moved from Maui to Arizona with my husband so we could be closer to my mom and pops who lived just a few miles away. On our journey, Kyle and I expanded our family by adopting 3 tweens and Bartley, who helps make sure everyone feels like part of the Ohana. Mom and I love to hunt for used furniture and restore it because it's so much fun to be creative, use power tools, and of course, make money. And because like people, sometimes furniture just needs a second chance.
Dani, this is a very unique piece. What is your vision for it?
Well, it's funny, when we found it, I didn't actually have a vision for it, I just knew I had to have it. But now I've got the vision. The vision is black and gold, and any wood we can keep if it looks good once we sand it down. And then, Mom, what are you thinking about the inside? It's an interesting kind of quadrant area.
Oh, you know, I would love some wallpaper on the back wall. And, you know, I'm not really sure about the rest, but let's just brighten it up with something really bold and fun.
I'm all for bold, especially if we're turning this into a bar. So the bottles can stand out on it, the glasses, all of that good stuff. Either way, it's going to be a challenge, though, because there's a lot of problems. But I think we're going to have fun doing this place and even more fun when we sell it. So, Mom, we're going to leave it here for you to clean up and get sanding, and then we'll bring it to my place so that I can get it painted and wallpapered and all that good stuff.
All right, I'm ready for the challenge.
Let's do it. Whenever you first start a piece, always give it a good clean with TSP or something of the sorts, because getting rid of the grime, the grease, the grit is going to help you down the road. If you skip this step, you're going to run into problems when you start sanding.
For this extreme makeover, Pops and I went anti-IKEA. Some disassembly required.
In order to transform this armoire into a bar, we definitely knew we had to switch out the shelves. So we kept the same wood from the original shelves, but trimmed them down quite a bit. So we had just enough room for the glassware, for the bottles, and also room for the hanging pendant light.
The plan was to sand down to bare wood, but we discovered the doors and drawer fronts weren't wood at all. So I did a quick scuff sand to get it ready for paint. And yes, it's still hot in Arizona. This is Dixie Belle Silk in Anchor. And what we love about this paint is that it's all-in-one paint. It has a top coat and it has a primer. So all we need to do is put on 2 coats of paint and we're ready to go.
These amazing vintage handles came from eBay, but they were in rough shape. So we started by cleaning them in equal portions of water and vinegar. And then instead of spray painting them, we didn't want them to look brand new. We wanted to keep the vintage feel. So we just added some gold gilding wax to keep that retro antique-y look going.
Although wallpaper covers some rough texture, these sidewalls had some major gouges that needed to be filled with Bondo and sanded first.
We love these super fun textured paintable wallpapers. They add so much interest and depth to a furniture piece. We really wanted to bring out the retro aspect, so we chose this funky retro wallpaper. If you don't know how to add wallpaper to your furniture, we've created a video just for that. So make sure to click the link in the top right corner. After adhering it and smoothing it out, you just have to use a little X-Acto knife to trim it out.
We used the same black paint on the wallpaper. Then after it dried, it was time to add highlights. We called this Giddy Up Gold. We didn't want it to look over the top Vegas. We were going retro glam here.
Even though our paint has a top coat built into it, for high use traffic areas, it always makes sense to do extra layers of polyurethane. So that's what we're doing here with the sponge and also with the roller.
We used our Dixie Belle anchor on the frames of the doors and the drawers. And I really thought the centers looked good with the original finish, but Dani preferred a darker look. So I watered down the paint and used it as a wash. Here's the before and after. Which do you like better? Between coats, just wrap up your paintbrush and put it in the fridge. This will save time, but you might have some explaining to do.
Honey, why is there a paintbrush in the refrigerator?
Going for that bar feel, we really needed to raise the height of it so it's easy to mix drinks in the inside. We needed to add a lot of height, so we got these long tapered MCM legs to add that fun retro feel and the height. Super easy to paint them while they're stuck into a cardboard box. We added the black and then finished the tips off with the beautiful gold. These legs need something to install into, so we got these 3-inch blocks and screwed them in. Unfortunately, after attaching the legs when we stood it up, one of the legs and blocks broke right off. So instead we got a 2x4 to cut down to the right side on both the left and the right and pocket hold them into the side for a much sturdier installation. These cuter shelves are going to look so good in this bar. Unfortunately, after adding the wallpaper, it was quite a tight fit. After slamming it down a few times, we realized that probably wasn't the best move. Mom, sorry about the extra touch-up. Putting it all together. Now for the moment of truth. Oh yeah, it fits. Cheers! We are done with the Goodwill bar. And
Yes!
It turned out great. What do you think was the most unique part of this bar, Mom?
Has to be that light and the wallpaper. That they both just work together to make it look so retro and so cool. I just love it.
I mean, I love that they have this paintable wallpaper now and all different textures and shapes. And then, yeah, adding the gold touches on there just gave it that retro feel with a combination of the lights. So fun. And that was actually the second light we chose. The first one was okay. And then Mom found that one. It was like, no, this one goes even better. It fits perfect, the color. And I'm so glad we changed it. So what was the hardest part for this piece?
All the details. There were so many steps. You know, it just took days of just trying to figure out, okay, what do I do next? And then I had to pull in my husband to just really help with all the dismantling and the putting back together. Thank goodness for husbands.
It was just a lot of steps, a lot of work, but every part of it was fun. Like, we were enjoying it. We were enjoying the problem solving. It was pretty awesome. I might have looked for more options because we really wanted the height on it, and that's why we added those MCM angled legs. I love the height they provided because now it's the perfect height for a bar, but it gives it a really funky feel, and I don't know that we were trying for funky until it was all done. And it works, and someone obviously loves it because we sold it 2 hours after listing it for our full asking price. So it works, but it is a little funkier than I was expecting it to be. So I
love it.
So there's other legs that would have looked better, but it's fine. Yeah, so speaking of selling it, the numbers, between purchasing all our cost materials and mileage, our all-in costs were $160. We listed it for $595, and we have a deposit from her from yesterday, and she's picking it up tonight for the full asking price of $595, meaning that we made $425 profit on this, which we estimated our hours probably to be
21 to 25 range.
to 30. I don't know. It was a lot.
It's hard
Between
to
all
track.
of us, it is hard to track with starting, stopping, and coming and going. But that gives us over a $10 per hour average, closer to 15, which is doable. Obviously, we'd like to be in that $30 to $40 range per hour. But you know what? We're just learning so many different things and trying new techniques that we'll get in our groove eventually, or maybe we won't, because we love trying new things.
Yeah.
So if not, we're having a blast regardless. And this lady is so excited about this piece. I hope she loves it in person as much as she loves it online.
We might have been able to sell it for $750. I don't know, but it's okay. I feel good about what we sold it for.
And it's our first big barn. We're putting our feelers out there because we have a couple more that are kind of in the hopper down the line. So it gave us a good feeling point for how much we may be able to list the others for. So yeah, it was a great experiment, and we had a blast doing it. So once again, cheers to finishing the Goodwill bar, and aloha. Yeah.